Welcome to this look at a new mod on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. It's Friday the 12th of February. We have new mods. I'm not going to be doing a mod review on them. I shall explain briefly before we get onto this. I set up the mods to do a mod review, and this, the TLX 9000 Rigid Series pack, I was going to do as a separate mod review because there's so much in this and it's so involved and so many different options. I set up the regular mod review, started recording, got about 5 minutes in, and everything froze. Game froze, the whole lot. I came out, I came back in, set it all back up again because I don't save it because then it can, cause me issues. Set it all up again, started recording, got a bit further, froze again. So then I decided it's got to be one of the mods. So I went back in and I put one mod in at a time. Each mod, tested it out, went through all the options, moved it around as if I was going to do a mod review. Gradually put them all in one at a time, no problem at all. Nothing happened. So I thought, right, okay, brilliant. Started my mod review for the third time, got about 2 minutes in, bang, froze. So one of the mods that came out today, and I have no idea which one it is causing some kind of problem. I don't know, like I said, I don't know which one. I did try each one individually and nothing happened, and then something's not working with something else. So I abandoned it. I was annoyed and frustrated. I was going to do this tomorrow on Saturday the 13th, and instead I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this one instead. Sorry for the preamble, just in case people are wondering. This is the TLX 9000 Rigid Series by 82 Studio. Zanarco. I spoke to 82 Studio earlier by message about this pack because there's something important you will need to know later on. What do we get in this pack? Well, we get the TLX 9000 Rigid. So this is not the one with the fifth wheel. This is not a semi-trailer in that essence. It does come with a whole load of backs. We have a rollback, which I know a lot of people have been waiting for, to sort of simulate a narrative that going out and being a recovery driver or whatever, however you want to go about it. We've got that. We've got a dumper back. We've got a dumper trailer. We've got an enclosed attachment back, and we've got a tanker attachment and a tanker trailer, which are all over there. Now, as part of these, and which is the same as the TLX 9000, we've got two main tractor units. One of them is a Cummins Big Cam, another one is a Detroit D60. This one is the Cummins Big Cam, and these sounds have all been done properly by 82 Studio. I cannot emphasize that enough. Now, this pack is 70.74 megabytes download, which seems a lot, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. You really do. I think if there's anything I've kind of realized as we've been going through and 82 Studio has been releasing more and more stuff, is the level of detail, the amount of options, the stuff that you get. That does seem like a high slot count, but we are getting two different variants on a lorry. We are getting multiple trailers and backs and options, and we've got a curtain cider back, and so I honestly think it's justified. I know often I'm a kind of advocate for getting slot counts as low as you can, but I honestly think what you get, it doesn't get any better. It really doesn't. So let's crack on. These two, the actual tractor units, are 25 slots each. Not bad at all. The options on them are the same. I don't know what happened there. These are under trucks. And we've got the Rigid CMS and the Rigid D60, the Cummins and the Detroit diesel. Prices are the same. And as far as I can tell, the options are identical. It just comes down to the engine size, sound, the Jake brake, engine sound, engine braking, all that kind of thing. It's slightly different on each one. So let's have a look, shall we? Now, if you've used any of the TLX 9000 stuff already, a lot of these options will seem familiar to you. We can change the rim colour to anything on this palette, and there are an absolute load to choose from. Let's just go with aluminium as an option. Main colour, let's go red. with the kind of satin finish. There are flat options as well, so you don't have to go for satin. There are no chrome options, which is rather nice. So I don't mind them every now and again, but some of the chrome options are a little bit whoa. So we've got a kind of more glossy version, a satin option, and then an aged, sort of a little bit more worn option in quite a few different ones. So I'm just going to go for one. The design colour changes the top of the cab, and it will change some of the options on decals and stuff later on. So let's just go with, I don't know, we'll go with blue. Let's go with nitro blue. So configuration. Now, unfortunately, I'm having a few problems with the menus. Let's zoom in a little bit. So configuration standard. There is a preset in there, preset 1, which you don't have to have. We can have with the rear hitch on the back, which puts the rear hitch on. That's a little bit close in. We can, hang on, let's turn it again. We can have a hitch with PTO or back to standard. So, hitch PTO. Wheel brand, we can have stock. We can have with an extra axle for heavy lifting. We can have lug covers, spike covers, aggro tyres. Now within those we have got other options, because if we then go down to wheel setup, there's spikes blackened, under aggro tyres, that's just agricultural, tag axle blackened, tag axle HD, and then Nokian. So there are a few within each variation. I am going to miss something. There's no two ways about it. I'm going to miss something. So if we go back to, for example, stock. So we got standard, black centre caps, heavy duty, Nokian heavy duty, back to standard. Then license plates. We've got a few options here. License plates on the front. We can have standard. We can have a double. We can have a simple. We can have a triple, and then we move on to some of these options. So you've got Nebraska 1. Now, whichever colour configuration you go for, Nebraska 1 will give you red and white. Nebraska 2 will give you blue and white, which actually works with that really well. I like that. Nebraska 3 gives you yellow and black. Nebraska 4 gives you a kind of orange and blue. The Nebraska 5 just gives you the outline of whatever your design colour is. So there's a few of those options actually look really nice on that. Actually, they all do. There's not a ropey looking one on that at all. I think they're going for a nice colour configuration on that. Then we've got rear fenders, and we've got an option on all sorts here. So we can go standard, style 1 in a kind of chrome, style 2 in the style 1 in the main colour, then style 2 in a chrome, style 2 in the main colour, style 1 with lights, main colour with lights, style 2 with lights, main colour with lights, then back to standard. Then bumper, we have got standard. We've got a custom bumper with lights, Aussie bumper with oversized placards, stickers, decals, back to standard. So, I don't know, whichever one you want to go for. Then lighting, we've got standard. We've got chicken lights, which puts lights along the side of the top of the cab. We've got spotlights, which go on the front. Zoom in a little bit. We've got rear work lights, which go back there on the back of the cab, just says pop on. We've got chicken lights and spots. We've got chicken lights and rear. We've got all. And then back to working lights. Then we've got TLX, which if you go to that, the TLX logo on the front there, just saw it glistening, lights up. TLX and chicken lights, spotlights and TLX, rear work lights, TLX, chicken spots. So we go all the way through. Then you can have all of the options and TLX, so you can have that middle logo light up as well if you want. Air intakes, we've got standard, which are the high ones, or we can have short intake. That and that. Then we've got the engine setup. So we've got 485 horsepower CMS. We've got a 580 horsepower CMS. We've got 650 horsepower. And then we've got a 1100 horsepower Spec X or Spec 10, possibly. And then back again. Fuel tank, we can have standard or we can have a double tank. So we get a bit of extra range in that, 440 litres or 880 litres. And then we've got exhaust standard, like so. Straight angled, straight with flappers, stacks, back to standard. And then visors, standard, drop visor in the main colour, drop visor in the design colour. You can have the drop visor standard with lights, main colour with lights, design colour with lights, and back again. So, quite a few options to be looking at. Now, like I say, the rigid Detroit D60 options all exactly the same. So let's jump in this one. Doors open and close. Start it up. Horn. Now, this is going to be quite loud, I would imagine, so you might want to turn your TV down. I did a bit of a fiddle around with my settings, but it's still quite loud anyway. Lights, which at night just, if you go with chicken lights and all the various different stuff, and on the trailers as well, it looks incredible. Main lights, high beams, work lights on the rear. If you've gone for work lights on the rear, I think if you go for work lights on the rear, does it give me the option to? No, is it just on the trailer? I thought it gave me the option to move those work lights. That might be on one of the trailers. Turn those off. Beacons on the sides of the mirrors. The mirrors are functional. I can open the doors, L1 and X. Both doors open. Again, the detail level is wow. R1 and right stick up and down opens and closes the left and right windows, including winding handles. See what I mean? It's worth every bit of the slot count. It's incredible. What else have we got? I'm trying to think. I don't think any of these options are valid until we get something else on here. I'm trying to think. In cab, very nicely detailed. Like I was saying, if we do this and this, windows up and down with the winding handle, open and close the doors, the mirrors are crystal clear and they are huge as well, so it's not like you're going to have any problems seeing what you're doing or where you're going. Even the lower ones down there by the step, you look down to the left, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So now it's more under braking or slowing down that it sounds different. That's smoother. That's a nice smooth engine sound. So we'll grab the diesel. I know this is taking a lot of time already. This one I went for an extra axle, which I think is L1 and right stick side to side. Brings that axle down just to allow for any extra weight. All the other options are the same. Horn is different though. I think I went for different lighting options on this one as well. Definitely a different sound. So that's the two main cabs. This is why I needed to do it separately, because there's so much to look at. Now obviously, again, if you've already had the TLX 9000, you've got that. A lot of these options are exactly the same. It's just on a rigid body, but you may not have done. I can't assume that someone watching this has seen the others and have got these vehicles already. So we'll grab back to those in just a second. We'll look at all the options on the rest of these, and then we'll have a look at them all being used. So this is the rollback. Now there's something very important about this, and this is what I spoke to 82 Studios about earlier on. And it works fine, but there are limits to the game engine. It's why we get a lot of problems with the locking scripts and certain vehicles and things sliding around, because there are limitations to what it can do. If anyone knows this stuff, it's 82 Studio. The stuff he does, and he streams regularly showing off all the modding he's doing. So he said to me, anything placed on the bed is going to require either the tension belt pack with an attachment or something that will strap down using the tension belt pack, or if you download the T-Rex 6, which is a trailer by Black Sheep Modding. That comes with these little... Oh, can't get up on there. These little things here. We'll have a look at them in a little bit more detail later on. If you put those on top of something, the straps will strap down. So as you can see, I put one in the back and one just under there, and it looks like it's actually strapped down on kind of strap points underneath. I did try and put one on the bonnet, but it sunk into the bonnet a little bit. Didn't quite like it. I know a lot of people use logs and things like that, but it did say you are going to need to strap it down in some way, because the tension straps default won't go over a lot of vehicles and stuff, and the lock-in scripts work to a point, but again, not perfectly. So that's an important point to be aware of. If we go across then to our tools and miscellaneous. So from there, we've got the TLX 9000 Rigid Rollback, 4,200. It's only 3 slots for the first one anyway. We can change the main colour on this to match up to your vehicle, whatever you want. It's entirely up to you. So you can mix and match. We've got configuration standard or no headache rack. With no headache rack, there are no other options. It just comes like that. With the headache rack, we can then have lighting. So the lighting is an emergency bar like a strobe, or work lights, or all. And I'm pretty sure it's with that the work lights you can actually rotate. You can move the work lights around. We'll have a quick look. Those are the options for the rigid rollback. That was probably the easiest one to look at. We're going to get around to all of these, but I'm going to show you the options now. The TLX 9000 rigid dumper. So these are all the attachments that go on the back of the rigid. 7,500. This is 10 slots. Takes pretty much everything. 41,820 litres. We can change the main colour to anything on that palette. We can change the design colour to anything on that palette. So the main colour does the outside areas, the design colour does the panels, and then the upper panel we've got the option of wood or painted. Now the trailed options of these, the dumper and when we get to the tanker trailer, have these options as well, but obviously there are some options for wheels too, because obviously they come with wheels. So that's the option for that. The rigid box is like the curtain sider we got, the 48-foot one we got recently. So a lot of the options are the same. Again, main colour. Let's go with red, for example. Design colour, if I change it now, nothing will seem to change. Let's just go for blue so it will stand out. So at the moment, all the trim around the outside is still metallic, which is great. Back doors are, they call them reefers? Is that what I'm trying to think now? Was that something to do with chilling? I can't remember. I'm not a lorry driver. So, configuration options. We've got rigid panels or folding curtains. So if you've got the folding curtains, it's a curtain sider or back to rigid panels. And we can have metal frame or painted frame. If you go for painted frame, that is the design colour. So again, you can mix and match that with your vehicles, metal frame or painted. Then we've got vinyls. We've got plain, 82 Logistics, 82 Lawn Care, Jack Moose, John Deere, Case, and back off again. I don't think there's the TLX one. No. And then that's the same if you go for the curtain side, you get the same options. Then inside we've got wood, diamond plate, steel, or back to wood again for the flooring inside, which you can't see at the moment. Then we've got the option of swing doors in the back, swing doors and ramps if you want to put something in the back. We've got roll-up door and lift gate, or roll-up door and ramps, and then back to swing doors again. So those are the options for the rigid box. And then we've got the TLX 9000 rigid tanker. That will do everything. There are options to switch it so you can have it for specific or non-specific, but I think it's designed to be a multi-liquid transport one. 25,000 litre capacity, that's 7 slots. Options available for this. We can change the main colour. We can have something on there like stainless steel, which is what I think I went for, or you can go for a main colour, anything else on that palette. Again, that's entirely up to you. Design colour will change the top section. Let's go for, I don't know, old Citadel. So all the kind of the rungs of the ladder and supports and various different bits. So again, a lot of mix and matching. Mud guards over the back. I'll try and get a good angle on those. We can have stainless steel. We can have the design colour or black. And then wall-in signs, and we've got the whole load here. We can have standard. We can have flammable liquids one. These again, these were on the tanker. We got the 48-foot tanker that came out the other day. Same options on this: fresh milk, milk and water, non-flammable gas, flammable solid, danger if wet, inhalation hazard, and back off again. So those are the options on the rigid backs. But then what we've got in addition to under trailers, we have got the TLX 9000 rigid dumper trailer, so you can do mix and match combinations. You can use these trailers with other vehicles. It doesn't have to be with the TLX pack. That's the TLX 48-foot tanker we got the other day. That does come with a rear trailer hitch. So you could do that, which is 67,000 litres, with one of those, which is another 25. You know, or again, like I say, mix and match them. The dumper trailer is 10 slots. The tanker trailer is 7 slots. Oh, I meant to say the rigid curtain sider was 14. Sorry, that's 14 slots. So options available on these then. The rim colour, design colour, main colour are exactly the same as it was for the rigid back section. So main colour does that, design colour does the inner panels, like so. Configuration, we got standard, we got rear hitch, or we got rear hitch with PTO. So not only is this a trailer that goes on the back of something else, you can then have this with a rear hitch or a rear hitch with a PTO. So you can have this running a piece of gear that requires a PTO. When you start thinking about it, the options then of what you can do with it become almost limitless. And then, like I say, we then got all the wheel options. So these are the same wheel options as we got with the main tractor units. So we can have stock, aggro tyres, and back again. We can have wheel setup, black centre caps, heavy duty, knock-in heavy duty, and back again. Then upper panels, wood or painted. Additional features, standard or loading platform on this one. There's a loading platform on the front. If you go with the loading platform, that has 2 straps, so you could put a pallet on there, or I don't know, whatever, put some logs on it, whatever you want to do. But if you go with the loading platform, you can put straps on that too. And then the tanker is pretty much the same as the rigid version. Rim colour again, whatever you like. Main colour, I'd like to go for a stainless or something like that, but again, you can go with a particular colour if you want. Rear attacher is the same. We can have standard, we can have a rear hitch, or we can have a rear hitch with PTO. And then the same with the option for the wheels: stock, aggro tyres, standard, black centre caps, heavy duty, knock-in heavy duty. Mud guards on this one, black, stainless steel, design colour. Oh, that's interesting, because my design colour's not changed. There we go. Sorry, I meant to show that. So you can mix and match all the various different components. So design colour, and then we've got warning signs on this as well. Same warning signs as we had on the previous one. We can scroll through. Additional features, standard. Loading platform, which you can have with straps. Now, how did I get the one that had the fuel tank then? Was that on the previous one? So this is the one with straps. Oh yeah, sorry. That one is with straps. If we go for loading platform, you can have straps, but you can have... that's weird. Why is that not giving me the choice now? Oh, I'm mildly puzzled. Like I said, I'm going to miss something. Anyway, right, so that's a lot of the options. I'm just trying to think, yeah, because that one, I managed to get the option to let me have it, the platform, with a fuel tank. So why did it not give me the option just then? There was obviously some configuration that I missed. So, design all of these, the detail on them is brilliant. Just absolutely fantastic. The curtain sider I love. I think it looks brilliant on the back of one of these. And the tankers too. We'll have a look at the options. As you can see, straps, as you probably get a couple of pallets on there, couldn't you? Straps on that loading platform if you want to use that. Let's grab this, because I think the rollback is one a lot of people want to see working. Really nice wide stance on these as well, so there's not a lot of chance, unless you're a really terrible driver, of hitting these as you pull underneath. So let's back up, hook up, and we're on. Now that looks great anyway. With the beacons on, your recovery bar can be doing that, which again, like I say, looks great. Now as it stands at the moment, it is strapped down, but if you don't have it strapped down, it will roll, it will slide. With it strapped down, it's not going anywhere on the back of here. It's more about when you unload though, where you can have an issue. So if I switch to the trailer section now, L1 and right stick side to side slides it back and then down. Now I can do that really quickly, but obviously if you want to be a little bit more controlled and if you want to be a little bit more realistic, nice slow movement on that. Whoa, see what I mean? It just suddenly goes, bring it all the way down until you just about touch the ground. Just give it a little kiss, boom, and we're on the ground. What we can also do, so that's side to side, what we can also do, if I go up and down, we can widen that out. So if you want to put larger machinery on there, that's fantastic. That is just fantastic. And you can do it in whatever increments you want. It's not out or in. You can go all the way out, all the way in. It's entirely up to you. Obviously, there's with the PlayStation controller because you're using the right stick. Now, I'll show you what I mean. Let's put the lights on, because with working lights as well, was it? No, it wasn't that. There we go. L1, R1 and right stick side to side rotates those work lights around. So if you look at the back there, you'll see them swinging around. So you can rotate those work lights as well, which is brilliant. So when you're in position and you're happy, if we undo the straps, please work. This is what I was talking about. This comes from the TLX 6 pack. You can change the colour configurations on these as well. So when you place them on something, it recognises that as being something you can strap over. Now for some reason it didn't particularly like it on this pickup. If I jump in now, you'll see there's one in the back. I just threw one in the load bed, so when I put it on, I mean I could just have had that one, didn't need to have any more than that, but it depends what vehicle you're going to use. These are going to react differently to whatever vehicle. It's just, I don't know why on this one in particular, but if you're not too bothered about that, obviously it's going to make a real mess of your bonnet and you really don't want that. But it just kind of dropped through the bonnet for some reason. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why, but that's why I chucked it in the load bed instead, because that way. Anyway, and you can put these on your flatbed and just take them out with you, strap them down. So strap them down. There you go. And that's not going to go anywhere until you're ready to use it, which is what you need. So this is, come on. And on we go again. Now without those on, you notice that it's sliding because it's registering the bottom section and not the fact that the top is sliding. So without the straps it will do that. That's why you need to have whatever you're putting on there strapped down, otherwise you're going to lose it. So as soon as I put the strap on, please work, there we go, like so. It's a little bit of movement, but nothing too bad. Now, with any of these, you cannot turn to, if you think you can bundle along at 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, and then just turn, they will roll over. There's absolutely no point contacting 82 Studios and saying, can you do something about it rolling over? It's a fairly narrow wheelbase, and if you do stuff like that, of course it's going to. It's top heavy. You need to treat it a little bit more like you would do in real life. So, that's that one. There's a couple of other features I just want to show you. With the rest of these, it's mostly lights. The curtain side, there's a couple of options, but it's these, the dump trailer and the dump back. It's the cover animation on this I absolutely adore. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So that's the back. And then trailer. So you can go with the double whammy if you want to. If I open cover now, let's do it on the right one. Look at that. That is smooth. It's unloading. Engine revs up. Everything does what it should. Lights, if you go, well, it depends what lighting package you go for. And if you go with a nice large horsepower vehicle, you are not going to have any problems at all. So that's the dumper and the dump trailer. And this is, like I say, this is like the 48-foot curtain sider we got recently. It's just obviously this particular version, the rigid version. Again, looks great. I don't know, honestly, don't know how he does it. That is rolling coal when you get going, isn't it? So, if we switch to the rear section, enable loading platform. I went for roller door and loading platform. So I think it's R1 and right sticks. Is it up and down? Is it L1? Right. So L1 and right stick side to side raise and lowers that rear section. Ready for whatever you want to put in. I assume this has been extended like the other one was, so you can get a forklift on this now, which is very nice indeed. Then if we open cover, L1 and left on the D-pad opens the left side. L1 and left on the D-pad closes that side, but then opens the other side. Press it again. L1 and left on the D-pad. We'll put that one back, then open them both. Now obviously got the wooden bed on the back of this one. Straps can be done manually or for in-cab, so you can strap everything down. L1 and left on the D-pad again. Closes everything back up again. Job is a good one. Disable loading platform. Puts the roller door down. The animation on that is brilliant. Just wow. Honestly, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. Which brings me on to the last of them. So what we'll do is if I disconnect the rear trailer first, it's better if you've got a trailer on to do it in that order, because if you disconnect the... Oh, that's interesting. That's got to be something to do with the floor. Ooh. Yeah, we've sunk into the floor a little bit there. That's going to be a map issue, I think. Okay, potential problem. That's better. There's something to do with the ground. Yeah, because if you don't do the trailer first, it will continue just to attach and detach that back. It won't. You can't drive away without detaching the trailer. So the tankers, again, whatever combination you want to go for, just take one tanker at 25,000 litres. I think the front one I put herbicide in, I think. Herbicide, and that one says dangerous when wet. And then I think on the back I went for liquid fertiliser. We've got a loading or a platform. Lights. I love the ring lights at the back of these. Open covers. It says. Sound effects too. Fantastic. Now that does say, turn on this trailer, can transport any liquid from point A to point B. I'm not sure what turning on the trailer does. It makes the engine rev up. I don't know if that's like a stirrator inside or something, is it? Or it could be to do with the, is this compatible with the manure system? It could be that, couldn't it? Could be if it's the manure system. But I think you'll agree. Well, I assume you agree. I assume if you've switched on to have a look at this in particular. Actually, which one of these did I go with? It might be this one. I think I went with the TLX logo. I didn't show you that. Was that not lit up? Oh, it has, yeah, look. So that's lights off. Lights on. TLX logo lit up. I didn't do it on the other two, but I did on that one. Again, it's a small thing, but, you know, it's cool. So I apologise now. I know it's been a bit kind of frantic, and I was trying to get everything in, and a lot of the configuration options are the same on multiple platforms. And I know we've already had the TLX 9000. We have already had the 48-foot trailer, the 48-foot tanker. So a lot of the configurations on those are the same as well. But again, if you are new or you haven't watched any of my mod reviews before, or you haven't seen this pack before, I have to show everything, don't I? I think I have anyway. So I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.